Hey everyone, welcome to Tuesday night Principal Chiropractic Call, which is sponsored by DE and Band of Brothers around the world. We got a special treat tonight. One of the most quiet, humble, great dudes that ever came to DE is our guest speaker tonight. If you don't know Joe Parpala, you are in for a treat. Nobody would know he's got one of the best practices in the entire country. And he's a great family man, just a great dad, great guy, one of the nicest people at DE. And most people don't know him because he's a very humble, quiet man. And so I'll let him tell his story. But just again, we're 2 weeks out from a fantastic DE at Sarasota. It's never too early to get booked for the DE in August in Atlanta. We're going back to Atlanta. And but for no further ado, I know we're running a little bit late. So from Duluth, Minnesota, let's give it up to Joe Parpala. Love you, man.
Hey guys, thanks for the intro, Andy. I've had the pleasure of getting to know Andy more on a weekly basis. We do a call with a couple other guys, and it's been such a treat to just become family with a guy that put on the first DE that I ever went to in Kansas City. So as I was preparing for tonight's talk, I just kind of kept going back to one thing, and it's about love. And it's silly to be crying into a computer screen, but I feel like when we truly feel love, it's such an emotion that it's so hard to explain. And I feel like there's days that I go into practice and we have fun and it's upbeat and it's crazy, but like there's one emotion that I could just start crying at any time. And I want to tap into that all the time, because that love comes from one place. And that love comes from God. And I want to feel that all the time. I want to give it and I want to receive it. Tonight's talk, I want to talk about potential too. And kind of like love and potential, right? A couple good things in chiropractic. And within love, you have to be open to something much greater than you've ever expected. Like, you've got to be ready for that potential. One of the hardest things to ever watch in life is to see something or somebody not reach their full potential, like kind of like a waste. And I'm not so sure that our perspective is always on track with what God has for our potential. We just see a very limited view of it. And, like I was 18 years old, fresh out of high school, and decided to join the military, went to basic training, and I had all this raw potential, and it's the same potential that I've got today. But they use this smart, funny, dumb kid and groomed me into a young man that had respect and honor, and I felt things that I never felt. I saw things I never saw, but the experiences helped me move toward reaching my potential. And I think something I just went through a couple of months ago, I lost my hunting dog. In an accident, and he got hit by a car. And I was bummed because I lost my dog, but I was more bummed that I saw this potential in this 1-year-old dog, and he never got to live what I saw his potential to be. And I think so many times we put it on ourselves to help the potential come through, like as if we're in control of something. And we're not. We're not in control of someone's potential that's been given to us. And so many times in our practices, there's all these expectations that we're going to somehow fix someone's whatever, or that we're going to save them from this surgery. We're going to help them reach their potential. This athlete's going to make the team, or somebody's going to have their ailment lifted. But Dean Satilli, at my first DE in Atlanta, he got up there and he's talking about expectations, and he warned us that the second you start having expectations or giving people expectations, there's trouble, because you're sure to not meet them. And the expectations of the terms and the timeline will almost always fail us. And so I guess my challenge would be that we pursue not just reaching our potential, but as we walk through that, focusing on being open to the fact that we need love with no expectation in return in order to reach anything, and far greater than any potential that we could ever see with our human eyes. And there's so many things, with love that I fail with all the time. Like I got 3 little girls and a beautiful wife and an awesome practice. And almost any time I have problems, it comes back to some sort of issue of not expressing love, feeling love, giving love. And I want that. Like, I want that personally. I want that for my people. And I want that to be why people come to my office. Not just because I'm a kick butt upper cervical guy, but because they get love in my office too. So it's easy for me to talk about how good I am at loving, but I blow it all the time. There's so many little tiny failures and successes where we feel like we've got it figured out, but it's just the pursuit of that we're really starving to get. And when you really think about the best example of what love is, it's about servanthood. And Jesus was the best example of being a servant. Think back to the Last Supper and the washing of the feet of the disciples. And Peter was like, I think it was Peter was like frustrated that like his Lord was washing his feet. And like, that's just who Jesus was. I mean, he served all the time. And then at the end of that supper, he gave one more final commandment. It was the new commandment after these people have been living in law for years. And it was pretty much saying, like, he said, love as I have shown you, for people need it. And people need love. And I'm not the best at talking on these calls, but I can assure you that I love you guys so much. And I thank you so much for every opportunity to be associated with the powerful chiropractors and the people of DE, because you guys have shown me love. Even though I don't really know all that many of you guys have shown me love over and over and over again. And it's so much easier to be sitting back in those seats, receiving the love. And I hope that you guys receive some of the love that I have here tonight. It's short and sweet. That's what I do. Sorry if you wanted it longer, but appreciate listening.
Joe, that was freaking awesome, man.
Thanks,
I love Joe, sweet man. I'm sorry about your dog. As a lover of dogs, I'm sorry for that. That sucks. I'm a good friend who just lost his favorite dog. Went to work with him every day for an accident also. So I feel your pain, but I feel your love also, man. Great job, man. Love and appreciate you. I hope everybody has an awesome freaking week. If that doesn't set the tone, I don't know what will. So go out, try to reach your own potential, close to it, and try to be loved and loving. So just know that you are loved, man, which is a big deal, man. We appreciate you, man. Thanks so much for doing this, brother.
Thank you.
All right, man. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great week.